It was just another recon mission, another hopeless search for survivors. But then his chopper fell out of the sky like a stone, and Daniel barely survived. He's injured, and he's all alone in the exclusion zone with no idea where he is and no idea how to escape. Well, yes indeed, welcome back to a new series for the channel. This series will be featuring our protagonist Daniel Thomas, a helicopter pilot, and this is going to be the key core mod for this playthrough. Is going to be the wolf extraction mod. It is a new experience for myself. Now, Daniel Thomas, as the intro said, barely survived. He is up against it. He's had 2 injuries to himself. He is bleeding, he's got no food, he's got no water, he doesn't know where he is, but we have signs of civilization already. Okay, well, here we are. Dan is in luck. We've got a location, we've got somewhere, and there is not a zombie in sight. This is extraordinary. Dan is really up against it though. He's in quite a lot of pain. Let's check how bad his injuries are. Oh man, he is actually slowly bleeding out. We need to find some sort of clothing or something he can rip up to bandage his wounds. Let's finally have some water. He's got a few rudimentary tools, and he needs to, I mean, these windows haven't even got any curtains, so there's nothing for it. He's gonna have to rip up his socks just to make some rudimentary bandages. This is desperate times. Okay, well, there's nothing else for Dan in that house there. As I said, he's got no idea where he is. He's got no idea where to go. He's got no idea how he's going to escape. But for now, he's going to keep on. We're going to actually... Where do we want to go? Do we want to go east or west? Okay, well, this is going to be a really tough day for Dan. Feels like there's going to be a lot of situations where he has to make a snap decision. And that decision could be the deciding factor of whether he lives or dies. For example, he's decided to head west. He has no idea what is ahead. You can see his movement is really badly laboured. He's in a really vulnerable position. Okay, well, this is Dan's first challenge to zombies, and all he's got to go with is a saucepan and a bread knife, and this bread knife will not last very long at all. Really needs to find somewhere else, somewhere we can find some food, some water, anything that will increase his chances of survival. Okay, well, there's those 2 zombies taken care of, and I guess maybe we should rip up a few more clothes for some bandages, because at the moment Dan is still bleeding. It could take days for his wounds to heal. Well, who would have thought that a saucepan would be so effective? I just really hope it lasts all day, otherwise Dan is going to be fighting with his bare hands, which does not fancy against a group of zombies. Again, we're just forced to continue heading in this direction. This path has just got to lead somewhere, right? Okay, well, this is the problem that Dan has. He can barely outrun these zombies, so if he gets more than 2, maybe 3, it could all be over for him. He's just in such a precarious, vulnerable position. He can't run. He's got nothing to eat or drink. He's got 2 bad wounds. I don't know, it kind of feels like while he's got this saucepan, maybe he stands a chance. Wow, look at this. What is this? A repeater location map fragment. Now that kind of looks important. I mean, this could be a clue to how Dan actually manages to get out of this exclusion zone, out of Knox County, out of this nightmare. But for now, he's got to keep going. Finally, this path is heading north. Maybe that is a good sign. It is mid-afternoon. He's really thirsty, and he's just getting hungrier and hungrier. He needs to find some sort of shelter before it gets dark. Okay, well, there's the saucepan finally gone down. Fortunately, it went down, it broke when all the zombies were on the floor. but this is just getting harder and harder. He's got no weapon. He's going to have to fight now on bare hands. That is desperate measures. Okay, well, it's 4:20 in the afternoon. In a few hours it's going to start getting dark, and this is Dan's first real challenge. You can see there is possibly some sort of salvation in sight. There's a fence there, must be a house elf in the distance, but there are 6 zombies at least between him and there, and he's got no weapon, and he can't run away if things go wrong. This is dicey. Okay, well, Dan's been able to just attract just the one zombie. As long as he doesn't attract more than 2 zombies, hopefully he can do this. But this could go wrong in an instant. Well, it has been slow going, and things did seem bad because he's managed to attract 2 zombies at once. But one of them does have a weapon. This is a massive uptick in Dan's fortunes. Oh, wow. And what a weapon it is. A machete. Wow. That is kind of literally a lifesaver. It really is. Okay, well, Dan is approaching the zombies with just a little bit more confidence now. And it looks like he could actually survive his first day in this absolute nightmare. Well, there's another group been taken care of, and it is starting to get a bit dark, a little bit gloomy now, but hopefully this machete will really just make the difference. And we've got another little improvement to Dan's chances of survival. There's 3 or 4 zombies outside the front of this house, but finding this house has come just in time. But Dan, he's absolutely starving. He's really thirsty. He's really dehydrated. He's kind of almost out of energy. He needs to find somewhere to rest up, start the healing process for his burn and his scratch. His scratch is already infected. We've got to make sure this area is clear. Okay, again, his position feels precarious, but he's got a chance. He's got a chance. He's got a machete. He's got a bag. He's got a house that he would very much like to get into. Oh, wow. Did not see those 2 zombies. Man, there's so many zombies around. There's so much fighting. There's no way that Dan could have done this without this machete. Finding this machete was really lucky. See, we got at least 2 zombies inside. Has the front door been open this whole time? It has. Okay, well that is going to make things difficult for Dan to sleep safely. But for now, he's just going to get inside, get something to eat. I was hoping they might have a better weapon. Well, that zombie's just broken down the other door, which is not good. This is not a safe place to stay. Yeah, we're going to grab a drink while we can. There's a zombie moving around somewhere outside. That's our first bit of food. Take out this zombie that I think is just outside. It's another policeman. Are they going to have anything decent weapon-wise? No, is the answer. Okay, let's see. Well, we got the chance before any more zombies come in. Let's just eat it. It's better than nothing. Let's see if we can loot this house while we got the chance. See if we can find any more weapons, any more food, anything that will potentially help Dan survive. Let's just close these windows, curtains. Wow, that is a stroke of luck. We've got some marmalade and some peanut butter. That could keep Dan going for a day. We'll take the bread knife because it's kind of better than nothing weapons wise. Okay, well, Dan has searched all the rooms upstairs. He's not really found anything at all. He's found a fanny pack. Gonna find anything here? Got some beta blockers. Definitely gonna need those. Still not even. Oh wow, that is massive. Okay, we need to use that right now. We got some vitamins as well. It's incredible. Okay, so it's time for Dan to tend to his wounds. Oh wow, the scratch. That is incredible. The scratch is already healed, which is incredible because that was, I'm sure that's the one that was actually infected. still got a little bit of a limp from the wound to his groin, his burn wound. That is going to probably take a lot longer to heal, but slowly things are getting better. Close these curtains, try and stay out of sight. Now let's have a little look. Let's take stock of Dan's situation. Now we've got a repeater location map fragment, so looks like he's going to need to get at least another one. But what is a repeater? What will that do? How can that help Dan? But what we do have is this here. We've got an extraction zone map. Ooh. Okay, so I think what this means here, which is, yeah, the Louisville Mall, possibly the one the location with the most zombies on the whole map. But that is, I don't think that's the extraction. I think that is a possible location for a repeater, but which I think will enable Dan to call for help and maybe get extracted. Now you'll notice up here we got this extraction tracker. Here we go, look. The radio signal is too weak. More antenna operating in repeater mode needed. Okay, so we need to somehow activate or make 2 antennas. I mean, I hope there's more than 2, because I do not want to have to try and get all the way to the northern end of Louisville with a machete and 2 screwdrivers. Collect more map fragments of repeater locations. So I just hope there's more than 2. And then we can avoid going to Louisville entirely. We need a military walkie-talkie to establish contact. And now radio signal activation, there's 3 days, 2 days? No, 3 days. Until we can even make contact. Because it's going to take them 3 days before they even realise perhaps what has gone wrong. But for now, he's okay. He's safe. He's got a bag. He's got a weapon. He's got a little bit of food. He's still got no plan. He's still got no idea where he is. But things are looking better than they did at the start of today. That is for sure. Okay, well, Dan has survived his very, very first night in the exclusion zone. And he has survived that night without any sort of incident. It is super, super early. He's still got a little bit of a limp, but kind of feels like every hour, every day that he manages to survive, his chances of getting out of this shithole increase. But he's going to have to take it slow. He might have a machete, he might have a bag, he might have some skills, but he's going to have to take it slow until he can get a little bit more mobile, or perhaps even until he can get a vehicle. And for now, without the option of any other better plan, he's going to have to slowly make his way north to Louisville. Okay, well, this is Dan's first test of the day. Now, he could maybe try and slip past them, but I can see there's something lodged in that one zombie, so it feels like he's got to take out this group. And hopefully, as his experience grows, his skills grow, it will be simple. As long as he can just take them on a couple at a time, and as long as he's got this machete, he should be just fine. Okay, well, so much for taking them on just a few at a time. That is the weapon that Dan could see off in the distance, lodged in the back of this zombie. Man, this machete, what a lifesaver it was. Actually, that is the weapon. So we've got a couple of weapons. Things are, again, just slowly improving. Let's see if we can move on. Still not sure where he is. Let's see if we can move on, find another location. We still need to find more food. Okay, well, just up ahead there are some big groups of zombies, and this just would not have been possible without this machete. Without this machete, Dan might have been dead already. But you can see there that he's actually starting to move a little bit quicker, a little bit more freely, more easily. Okay, well, Dan was trying to slip by a group of zombies, and he thought he'd made it, and he's somehow managed to attract every single zombie, and there's a lot ahead. Oh no, so glad he's moving a little bit more nimbly. This is a big group to take on. at this early stage. This is dangerous, but that level up in long blade, that could make a difference here. There we go. And that zombie actually tripped over. Did you see that? What the hell is that? Oh my god, there's some survivors nearby. Man, there's so many zombies here. Hey, let's just take a moment to search all these bodies. Okay, well it has been a slow progress, but it's not because of Dan's limp, which seems to be getting better by the hour. It's just the sheer amount of zombies that Dan is having to fight through. He must have killed nearly 100 already. Okay, we'll go with the kitchen knife. It is getting late morning, and the fog, I hope at least, is slowly lifting. I just hope that there's not many more zombies around that house. It's just up the road. There's a zombie. Just one. Okay. We've got to clear the area. Make sure it's safe before we head on inside. We've got another 2-story home. We're not going to stay here for tonight. We've got plenty of daylight hours. So we're definitely going to move on, but we need to get in, find food, find water before we move on. Okay, that is another group taken care of. Man, we're really going to miss this machete when it goes. There's 2 zombies inside. That's going to be tricky. Let's see if we can just... Yeah, the door's open. Okay. Man, it is crazy how quickly Dan is learning to survive in this place. He's just absolutely destroying the local zombie population. But that's what he needs to do to survive. Oh no. Oh, almost blindsided. How many zombies are in there? Okay, hopefully that is it. No, there is another zombie. At least one. Oh man, there's so many zombies just everywhere. Okay, come on, give me a break. See, that's why you check outside, around the outside. You do not want to just go into a building without knowing it, what might be in store for you. It's another one gone, and we got another weapon. Man, we're going to actually fly through these weapons. So many zombies. Oh, Dan is absolutely desperate for a drink, but we just got to absolutely make sure that the coast is clear before we go inside. Okay, again, so let's just close the curtains quickly and quietly, so we just hope we don't get noticed from the outside. And let's see what we can find in this house. You know what? Dan's going straight for the kitchen. He's so thirsty. Okay, important bit of food that could keep Dan going for the rest of the day. Let's just check the rest of the house. It's gone upstairs as well. Could potentially find some useful things. Okay, well, nothing else in this house. It did look like it was 2-story from a distance, but it is just one. We've got a can of corned beef. Add that some peanut butter we found earlier, and that is all the food that Dan has got. So other than that and the sleeping tablets, not much at all. Okay, well, Dan was just gonna just see what all this was about. Some sort of mini farm, and look, there's another useful, valuable weapon. Okay, there we go. Another 2 zombies down. Man, that is a really good weapon to find. The fog is lifted. Well, it's only 2:30. Dan still doesn't really exactly know where he is. But he's got to keep moving. He's got to find more food. He's got to find more clues about how the hell he's going to get out of this exclusion zone. Okay, so Dan has come up on another location just up the road. I mean, there's just a few houses around. Maybe he's in somewhere out in the sticks. You can see the farmland up there, but first, can we avoid those zombies? I think we should avoid those zombies. There's no weapon there. I'll still continue that search for food and useful supplies. Okay, first, before we go in, just make sure it's clear, make sure it's safe. There's some zombies off in this field. Okay, so that is the immediate area cleared. And let's see if we can get in, find some food. Always the threat of a house alarm as well. But it's a risk we're going to have to take. I think it is safe. Okay, we're good. Let's loot this place and let's get out of here. Oh wow, we look at that. That is amazing. That is amazing. It's a couple of months into, well, the zombie apocalypse. There's no other word for it. So Dan wasn't sure really how much stuff, how much gear he was going to find. So finding 4 cans of food like that, that is massive, a massive surprise. Okay, let's just close this curtain. There's nothing else in this house. Let's just take a moment now. Dan doesn't seem to have a limp, so let's just check. Let's just check his burn. It couldn't possibly have healed already. It has. Wow. Well, that is amazing. Dan is already, well, I was about to say he's back to full health, but looking at him, who knows what mental damage is going on. He's absolutely covered head to toe in blood. In fact, let's go back to the bedroom. I think it's time. Actually, we missed this room. Another little bedroom. I think it is time to look at the map, try and understand exactly where Dan is. Could be near Rosewood, and at the moment, the only repeater location, which is the repeater, I think, is what turns on the radio signal so that Dan can call for an extraction, is right on the other side of the map in the largest zombie populated area. Okay, well, this is Dan's progress in 36 hours. It has been slow progress, but he's made progress and he's a lot fitter and healthier than he was at the start. Things look bleak at the start, but he's recovered from his wounds well. He's got some weapons, he's got some food, he's got a plan of sorts somehow to get to Louisville and the Ohio Mall until he can find the location of other repeaters. That's the only thing he could consider doing, but this is his progress. This is the crash site. That's the one house he found at the very beginning, and he's walked all the way along this dirt track to that next house, which was the 2-story home. And then he's walked up to the road, and he's just been slowly going around. Now, I think this here is maybe the corner of the main road and the bus station. I think. Could be wrong. So for now, it makes sense just to continue going around. I think there's 3 or 4 homes here. Maybe Dan will be lucky and he'll find a vehicle. Okay, well, this road is just behind the house that Dan was at, and he's got a decision here. Does he go left or does he go straight on? I think left is obviously going to take Dan further away out of town. So I think for now, we want to continue in that direction, but who knows what is ahead. Okay, well, Dan's been walking for a while now, and there's nothing that he can see up ahead. So he's not really sure where this road goes or what he's going to find. But he's got to find somewhere soon, somewhere safe to sleep. But of course, the only thing he's finding for the moment is just more and more zombies. But it seems that Dan is a fast learner, and the zombies are happy to accommodate, it seems. But he mustn't get too overconfident. Needs to be a little bit more careful here, I think. Hey, well, look at that. Amazing. But Dan is really, well, he's really getting the hang of this. Absolutely smashing it. Okay, after what's felt like a very long time, it looks like this is maybe a driveway to another location, and I think this is going to be where Dan stays for the night. It has been slow progress, but he's doing okay. Okay, well, Dan's looked ahead, and as well as there being 2 really big groups of zombies, that house up ahead is also burnt down. So we're going to avoid that place, but we're going to have to find somewhere soon to sleep. Otherwise, Dan is going to start to get tired and it's going to start to get dark. He does not want to be outside with those sort of problems. Okay, well, again, Dan is coming up on a fence. He thinks he can see a location, but it doesn't seem to be anything more than a barn. We're going to have to head this way and just hope that there's some sort of home at the end of this road. Okay, well, you know what? Dan's had a little look at the map, and this road seems to be going back to town to the bus station, and that feels like nothing but trouble. So we're going to head back this way, continue going north, and just hope that before too long we find somewhere safe for Dan to sleep. But for the moment, the zombies just keep coming and they are wearing Dan down. He's starting to run out of time. He's starting to run out of energy. It is just getting darker and darker. But Dan can see a house just up ahead, but there's a group of zombies there. There's a group of zombies just there. He doesn't have the energy, I don't think, to try and take them all on. Fortunately, he's got some vitamin pills, so he's going to be able to get rid of that drowsiness. But this is getting really tough for him. So Dan's going to try and sneak through the field. Yeah, that went well. Just the one. As long as we don't get 2 or 3, I think Dan's going to be okay. But he hasn't really got the energy to fight every single zombie. But he's doing a good job of attracting every single zombie. And there's a big group behind the house as well. I think it is time for the machete. And there are so many zombies. I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's in the sticks. It's just farms around. Why are there so many zombies? How bad is it going to be if Dan ever gets the courage to head on into town? There we go. The machete. It's a lifesaver for him again. Well, it's decision time. That is a big group of zombies. Well, it looks like the decision's been made for him. Dan was thinking, can I get in that house without them hearing me, without them seeing me? And maybe they'll move on. Is it a risk? But yeah, the decision's been made for him. I'm going to break that goddamn window and possibly alert every single zombie. Let's take care of that. I think it is too much of a risk to leave that group. It's time to down another vitamin pill and make sure the area is clear, make sure the area is safe. Okay, well, it's been another massive challenge, another massive fight for Dan, but with the help of this machete, it's another one he's managed to overcome. Let's just make one more check, make sure the area is clear before we go inside. This is just 2 more zombies for Dan to take down, and hopefully that is it. The area is safe. He can get in the house and he can sleep and he can live to fight another day. Okay, the front is clear. Let's lock the door. Let's close the curtains. Hope that Dan was not seen. Wow, he has now survived for 2 days and he has had to kill a crazy amount of zombies. Let's just get these curtains. What was that noise? Is that upstairs? It's not clear which room it is. Okay, yeah, it's that one. Okay. Hopefully it's just the one. Make this a quick kill. Okay. Good. Oh, what a struggle it has been for Dan. But he's made it, and look at that. Painkillers, beta blockers. That is going to become real useful. While we got the chance, let's just fill up a mug and tumbler. Well, at the start, it looked as though things were going to be bad. Things were going to be desperate. Dan could barely walk when he came out of that helicopter crash, but he did come out of that helicopter crash alive. But he is stuck in the extraction zone in Knox County. There are zombies everywhere. You would not believe the amount of zombies he has had to kill in 2 days. Just 2 days. Look at one, well, not even 2 days. 1 day, 16 hours, 169 zombies killed. What a survivor. I mean, he's absolutely covered in blood, but now Dan has fully recovered from his wounds. Let's take a quick look at his skills. You can see he's pretty fit and strong, as you'd expect for somebody in the armed forces. He's pretty nimble as well, and his battle skills, his combat skills are coming along when he's had no choice to do so much fighting to get here. Let's have a look at the map. I mean, again, this is where we are right now. We've secured this area. There was a group here, but they were moving away. I mean, look, we've just traveled this far, and he's had to take out 168 zombies to do it. His only plan at the moment is two things: to find a military walkie-talkie in order to establish contact, but to get enough signal strength, he's going to have to repair or find or fix, or maybe all of those, 2 repeater stations. And at the moment he's only got the location of 1, and that is Zombie Central, the Ohio Mall. So at some point Dan is going to have to venture on into town. He's got a massive challenge ahead of him. I hope you guys really enjoyed the opening to this new series. It is going to be a hell of a challenge, and I hope you will come along for the ride. But for now, that is all. Thanks for watching. Peace.